If you've been trying to manifest a desire and you have not been seeing any movement or anywhere near the results you would like, and you're wondering what you're doing wrong and why you seem to be unable to attract and manifest things like you've seen other people successfully doing, then this video is for you. So welcome and stick around. Let's talk about it. The quickest answer, if you just aren't getting the results you would like, despite being a fervent believer in the truth of the spiritual laws, by which I mean the law of attraction, the law of assumption, the secret, all of that good stuff, then what you need, although need is really the wrong word, what you get to do is reconsider your concept of yourself, your self-concept. Because no amount of me telling you that your manifestation is assured, that it is done, that it is ripe and ready and yours alone, is going to convince you. Only you can convince yourself of that. You can only receive what you are receptive to, what you are open to receiving, what you are ready to receive. That moment of you becoming open and receptive could take 10 years, or it could happen in an instant. It has nothing to do with the nature of your desired manifestation or the nature of your present circumstances. It has to do with your state of mind, your state of being, which is entirely within your control, particularly, like I said, your self-concept, how you perceive of yourself. And I promise you, this is so worth it and so exciting and so much fun. It is not homework or something you have to do. Having a solid self-concept is something that will improve your experience of life in a zillion ways and immediately empower you in your ability to attract and manifest your desires. Okay, so if you found this video, then you are likely someone who has perfect faith when it comes to other people's ability to manifest things. You just don't quite have the same level of faith and confidence in your own ability to do the same, even if you really, really want to believe that you can. Am I warm? Stay with me. I get it, and I am telling you, this is your opportunity, and there are countless opportunities, by the way, so do not worry about somehow squandering this one. And it doesn't matter how many times you've tried and failed already either. Doesn't matter how many opportunities you've quote-unquote let slip through your fingers. Your opportunities are abundant, right? Now is one such opportunity, and it is not your one and only shot, because every single moment of your life presents you with this opportunity. What opportunity? I'm talking about the opportunity to let yourself be as you are, and to let yourself be loved as you are, because that is when you are open and receptive and ready to accept your inheritance, your legacy, whatever you want to call it, all of the things you desire to manifest. Let yourself be as you are. Hear me out. I can hear the protests already. That letting yourself be is the problem that keeps you stuck where you don't want to be. That's what you think. And I am telling you, hear me out, that there is nothing wrong with you, even if the entire world tells you so, and even if you yourself are acutely aware of having so-called self-esteem issues. You do not need to be fixed. Doesn't matter what anyone else tells you. I don't care if you have been feeling like you are the most unloved, most hated, least capable, most worthless human being in the world. You exist. You do. You are already here as you are. You are who you are. And guess what? The cold, hard fact is that the universe and life itself has allowed that. Otherwise, you wouldn't exist. You have been allowed. You are allowed. Your existence, just as you are today, right here, right now, has been granted. Here you are. So someone far greater than the court of public opinion, the universe itself, the ultimate creator, must have intended it. Existence itself thought it was a good idea for you to exist exactly as you are now, with all of your unique physical traits and emotional qualities. You wouldn't be here having the experience that you are having otherwise. What's more, before you were you in this iteration, in this physical body you now live in, you were actually part of the infinite intelligence that created you. You were part of that greater higher consciousness. In other words, you are the creator of you. Before you were you, you knew that being you, human you, would be a good idea. You created and are continuing to create yourself. The idea of living a human life on planet Earth excited you so much that you birthed yourself. Your mother's womb was your path of least resistance, but the intention to be born and live this human life was yours. You chose to be here. How amazing is that? You have been allowed to be. You are allowed to be. This is important. You were the one that allowed you to come into existence in the first place, whether you remember it or not. So what if you just accepted and even loved and approved of yourself exactly as you are? What if you didn't need to change? What if your desire to be a certain other way was pure, as in not tainted or colored by that feeling of pushing against or being unsatisfied with who you are today, right here, right now? Would that be so awful? Is it so terrible to be as you are right here, right now? It's fine to want to change, but that comes ideally from a place of understanding that every choice is one good option from a sea of good options, rather than from a place of searching hard for that impossible to find needle in a haystack of inferior options. Let's deal with the monster first, and that is the feeling that there is something wrong with you, or that something is wrong with the world. It has to do with your self-concept. Do you feel terrible about yourself because people rag on you constantly? Do you keep remembering that time that person said this mean thing or that rude thing to you? Do you constantly think and talk about your traumas, your childhood traumas, the things that traumatized you last year or even just 5 minutes ago? Do you feel like you aren't good enough because you lack certain physical attributes, because you're not tall enough, because you're too tall, because you don't have beautiful skin and perfect teeth, because you don't have enough money, because you don't live in a fancy neighborhood, because you don't feel happy even if you do? What is it? What is that thing that makes you feel like you aren't good enough and that keeps you up at night? What's so wrong with you that it eats you up inside? Take some time to identify it. Doesn't matter how stupid it sounds. Just identify it. It could be anything. I once knew a girl who obsessed over her eyebrows. I couldn't see anything wrong with them, even when she hadn't done them all up exactly as she wanted. But she couldn't seem to relax and get on with her day unless she knew her eyebrows were perfect. She had a whole system of putting her makeup on. It was quite fascinating, actually. It was something I hadn't even noticed until she told me all about it. But see, it doesn't matter what I think. It mattered to her, like a lot, a whole lot. So whatever it is that you feel, if you could just have that one thing or any number of things, then you would feel so much better about yourself. Just Identify it. Be aware of what it is and be aware that you have this attachment to that condition that makes you feel that certain way, like you are just missing something. Not having it gives you that feeling of dissatisfaction, of not quite being enough, whether it's other people ragging on you or just you ragging on yourself. What if you could just let all of that go? Because you can. You don't need those mean people, those rude people, your terrible abuse-filled past, or even your mean inner critic to change. I repeat, you don't even need the negative voice in your own head to change. In fact, your needing things to change is what causes you suffering. This might sound crazy, but you really can just accept things as they are. Everything. You can. You can surrender to the way things are. Because actually, it's when you feel like those people, that voice, stuff that happened to you in the past is wrong that you feel resistance within you. Your energy splits because you are fighting against what you perceive to be wrong, what you perceive to be a problem. Compare that to the feeling of not having split energy. You know, when things are going well and you feel happy and light and carefree and just in a good mood for no reason at all, or something trivial makes you giggle and smile and loosen up, like a cute dog that you see, a pleasant exchange that you have with someone kind, an absolutely gorgeous sunrise or sunset, or maybe a funny joke you hear from your favorite comedian. It can be anything. You know the feeling. You are present and you are fully enjoying the gift of being present. All of those things that weigh on you and bring you down are simply not on your mind in those moments when you are flying high. Even if nothing has objectively, quote unquote, actually changed. It's a different feeling, right? Your energy matters. How you feel matters. And here's the thing. Things do change, whether you quote unquote need them to or not. Change is inevitable. If you see no change, it's because you are so attached to what is in one of two ways. You're either clinging to it because you like what you see and don't want to lose it, or you're pushing against it because it offends you and you have an intense desire to rid yourself of it. The thing is, and this might surprise you, people tend mostly to be attached in the latter sense, in the sense of pushing against. When people are genuinely happy, they are quite content to let those moments of happiness be what they are, temporary. Happy people do not cling to peak moments of happiness because they understand that peak moments, like all moments, are temporary. When you are happy, it just is not your nature to cling. It's only when someone is unhappy in their present, like when they regret something and are pushing against it, that they start clinging by yearning for the glory days of the past or pining for a future that seems out of reach, for instance. That's why a lot of people truly believe they are not attached to the present at all, because they absolutely hate their present circumstances after all. So how could they be attached to it? They don't want anything to do with their present circumstances. They hate their job, they hate their spouses, they hate their apartment, blah, blah, blah. And this is the deceptive thing. In that very hating, they are pushing against, and they have a very strong emotional attachment to what is, despite believing that they have zero attachment. It's when you are in a state of genuine surrender, when you have genuinely made peace with who you are and what is happening in your life in the present moment, that your energy changes. And when your energy changes, everything changes because your outer reality is nothing more than a reflection of who you are being inside. It sounds extremely counterintuitive, but to put it as simply as I can, in order to get what you want that you don't yet have and probably have no idea how to get, you have to be okay, truly okay, with not having it right now and feel excited about the prospect of getting it. That means accepting things as they are, even the things you don't prefer, and maintaining your belief that what you do prefer is on its way to you. You know that you have truly surrendered when that thing just doesn't bother you. It doesn't trigger you, even when you are aware of it. It's like, imagine you walk into a grocery store and there are all of these products on the shelves, right? There's some stuff that you like and there's some stuff that you don't like. You might think some of that stuff is plain gross, and you might even have very strong opinions about it, like that it's poison and ought to be banned. There might be something you really love but think is way overpriced, and you hate that you can't afford it. You feel very strongly that it is simply too expensive. The fact that you have a strong opinion about something just means that you have that much of an attachment to it. You've paid that much attention to it. Specifically, negative attention. You've let it get your goat instead of just letting it sit there on the shelf, letting it just exist, letting it be what it is, a thing of value for someone else, something that is a perfect fit for someone else. The thing is, you don't always do that. Sometimes you're in a good mood. You go to the store, do your thing, get what you want, what you like, and you get out. You don't spend any of your attention on the stuff you don't like. You give it, the stuff you don't like, the exact same amount of attention that you do with stuff that you literally couldn't care less about because you've never even heard of it and you have no interest in even trying it. When you're able to feel that sort of detachment about something that once bothered you, that's when you know you're in that state of surrender, of just allowing things to be as they are. So what if there's stuff that you don't like? That stuff that you don't like is serving some purpose to someone, including you at one point in time, seeing as how much attention you once placed upon it, right? That stuff that you don't like, someone out there loves it. Same goes for you as an object of attention. So what if you don't like yourself right now? Someone out there loves you exactly as you are. Whether you know it or not, you are serving some purpose to someone. Maybe even yourself in some way that you're just not yet aware of. The kind of surrender I am talking about, you might feel like it's putting yourself at a disadvantage, debasing yourself, letting life walk all over you. But it's actually freeing. You are letting go of all of the emotional baggage that comes with fighting against and lamenting the injustice of that thing you do not want. When you free up your energy, you get to not only feel lighter, you are in a different state of being, which allows you to see things, everything, differently. Things change right before your eyes, and you start appreciating things more naturally without it being some sort of exercise that your therapist assigned you to do, like keeping a gratitude journal. Not that there's anything wrong with keeping a gratitude journal. My point is that whatever gratitude you feel, gratitude can be something that wells up in you naturally and feels easy and effortless. It doesn't have to be something that you must train and struggle toil for and work hard in order to earn. You can if you want to, but you don't have to. There is always something to appreciate. There is always something to feel gratitude about. It's not about the object of your appreciation or gratitude. It's about your emotional state of being in appreciation and gratitude. The appreciation and gratitude is inspired and natural, not struggled for and earned, if that makes sense. Whatever it is you desire, I don't care if it's a lover, a bigger house, a nicer car, more money, better health, whatever you want, it's already yours. When you genuinely feel like you already have everything you want, that is when everything changes. You see evidence of your prosperity everywhere. You have absolutely no doubt about your ability to attract specific things, the very things you want. You want things without worrying or feeling afraid that you won't get them. You don't think things like, oh my God, what if this doesn't happen? What if I'm not able to get that? You just know that whatever happens, it will be good no matter what. You don't worry about the when or the how. You trust in universal intelligence. You trust in a higher power. You don't have to call it God if that word triggers you. All you have to do is have genuine faith and trust and confidence in all things, even the things you don't prefer. Your higher self understands that everything serves you. Your life is always good and it gets better and better all the time. Everything that happens, no matter how it may appear, is leading you to something that will be exactly right for you. You just know it. Somehow you just trust. Just imagine having that kind of confidence, that sort of positive attitude about yourself and everything that happens in your life. That's what having a solid self-concept does for you. That sort of positivity is magnetic. You can't not attract and manifest your desires when you are consistently in that frequency of high energy. And the only way to understand this, which is the fun way, is to experience it for yourself. Getting inspired by other powerful manifestors also helps, but you are here. You have been brought into existence and put on earth to create your own fabulous experiences. What could be more fun than that? So once again, if you aren't seeing results and you find yourself worrying and doubting and wondering what you're doing wrong, it isn't that there's something wrong with your manifestation technique. Your feelings of worry and doubt are just guidance. They're a reminder that when you worry and doubt and feel negative feelings like fear and regret and disappointment, you are not being your highest self. You are out of alignment with your true nature, which is that of a joyful, creative, expressive, peaceful being. Those negative feelings are just a reminder that you could be nicer to yourself. Think about it. When you are happy, you are kind to yourself and others. When you are happy, you smile and you feel good. Feeling good is being kind to yourself and others. When you feel good, your whole body relaxes. You know what it feels like to feel good. The key is to know and understand that how you feel can actually be unconditional. It's not that certain conditions make you happy, although that is what most people think. It's more accurate to say that people tend to make certain conditions their excuse to relax and allow themselves to be happy. The truth is that your feelings are generated by you and within your control. They are not caused by external factors. That is just a very, very, very powerful illusion. When you are happy, you are unattached and you allow things to flow, to come and go. When you are unhappy, you are attached and you cling to what you perceive of as being secure or safe. All you have to do, although again, like I said, have to are the wrong words. You get to do this and enjoy your kingdom now, paradise now, your inheritance now. Change comes from within, from your being. It's about your energy. The more you surrender, the more you allow. The more you cling, the less you allow. It's that simple. You can tell by the way you feel. When you feel good, you are allowing things to flow. When you feel scared and worried, you're holding on to ideas of perfection and how things should be, and you're not allowing things to flow as much as you could. There is no should. There is no should. Let that be your mantra. It's all about freedom. You are free, and so is everyone else. If someone asks you how your manifestation is going, first of all, why are they asking you that in the first place? You don't have to tell people about your manifestations in progress, especially if you're someone who is sensitive to other people's negative energy by being easily discouraged, for instance. You don't owe anyone an explanation. You're not here to prove yourself by producing results. But if you were to answer such a question, just let your answer go something like this. It's unfolding perfectly, just like all of my manifestations. Everything is going exactly according to plan. And mean it, because it's not about the words you use. It's about how you feel, your self-concept. And if they go, oh, so how come you don't have this or this or this yet? Where's the new car, the new boyfriend? Where's the money? Show me the money. Don't argue with them, not even in the privacy of your own head. Your attention is your currency. Pay attention to the way you feel. Doesn't matter what anyone else says. You get to trust. You get to know. You get to believe and imagine and tell the story the way you want it to be. It's not about the words you use, because you might not be talking to anyone about what you are manifesting anyway. It's about the way you feel. You get to feel good. You get to feel energetic, magnetic. You get to attract all of the stuff you want, the stuff that excites you. That's why you're here. You're not here to be perfect or to gain the approval of others. So why spend your energy on trying to score points in that way? You are here to create and enjoy a fabulous life for yourself on your terms. What could be more fun than that? Thanks for listening. I hope this was helpful in some way. If you made it to the end and enjoyed it, please do me a quick favor and hit like, share the video, leave a comment, and let me know if you have any questions or suggestions. Have a great day and see you again soon. Bye.